Musashi dashes up to Yujiro, and just like that, the fight's done.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
And could you imagine if the strongest creature on the planet of Earth soccer kicked you in the nuts? The damage of fucking 100 nukes straight in your nut. Damn, I'm even starting to feel bad for Musashi. Everyone's just damn near bored. There's no real competition. Baki's over here doing suicide sprint down load of stairs. And then the only competition that Baki had, he was fucking dying of just straight boredom. All Baki had to do to stop that fight was just shake his head. He was dodging everything else. Niggas is bored. Hanayama was so bored, he's over here fighting Yujiro. Retsu's over here picking up fucking boxing. I mean, I think we know how that Hanayama fight went out. I mean, niggas was so bored, they decided, what's the best thing that we can do at this present time in modern day? Let's resurrect Musashi Miyamoto. You know, just the strongest samurai of all time. People still glaze him now. I mean, sometimes I think what's more bizarre, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Baki? Obviously, resurrecting him wasn't an easy task. I mean, this old hag had to give him mouth to mouth, for fuck's sake, just to resurrect him. Yeah, that might have been the weirdest part of the season. It's Baki, so we're kind of desensitized to the fuckery. And when he was resurrected, it's like everyone just immediately felt that aura. His resurrection was definitely bizarre. They had him coming out of this bioengineered coochie. Tokugawa's over here crying over a grown man's naked body. I mean, with his resurrection, it's clearly not that old, so he just threw this old lady, and then Tokugawa and his scientists pretty much had to give him the rundown. I mean, how can you explain to someone that they resurrected you just so you could run the entire fade with the Baki cast? So after the resurrection of Musashi, Tokugawa brought a samurai just to test out Musashi's skills. He felt the presence of just someone dangerous, and he didn't even know who Musashi was. He just knew that that presence was nothing to be fucked with. And Tokugawa and this dude had an agreement, and he literally said that he was not gonna throw his life away for this match. I mean, the match stopped before it even started, and Musashi wanted to just see his sword. He wanted to test his swords out with a slash, and Musashi literally broke them. And then Musashi said that these materials used for this sword are shit. After this, Musashi pretty much declared to destroy all of the strongest people in this country. So Baki and Tokugawa are talking. Baki feels that someone's hiding in the room. Tokugawa's gaslighting him, saying that there's a lot of people in here and everyone's pretty much normal. Baki springs out of his chair, and Baki knows ball. He pretty much already knew that this was Miyamoto Musashi. Baki was seeing a whole nuke go off. Musashi was high-key seeing free eats. Musashi says that we should step outside. Musashi literally says that unarmed combat will do. Baki tries to throw a high kick at Musashi, which Musashi obviously dodges. Musashi grabs him by the leg and lifts him up with one fucking arm. Baki tries to kick him again, and that shit was just not working. So Musashi tried to slam him to the ground the same way he did his sword. He literally told Baki, you may be a child, but this is still a fight. Musashi literally knocked out fucking Baki, and he said he's slightly better than the average sword. Baki wakes up and he pretty much wants round two. He steps outside again, and Musashi's outside. You know, pretty much right after he knocked out Baki, he was training with some bamboo, which he literally separated by swinging them just like a regular sword. And Baki said, yeah, that shit's pretty cool, but I need my rematch. Then Musashi pretty much insults him, saying that he's good, but he's not a warrior. Baki hits him with the quick jab, and he says that his jab is faster than the speed of fucking light. Knocks Musashi clean the fuck out. It's 1-1. I mean, he completely concussed Musashi. I mean, this nigga's eyes was going up and down. And Musashi, once he actually comes back, all he could do is pretty much praise Baki. Pretty much says now it's 1-1. Baki tries to hit him with another jab, mind you, faster than light. Musashi puts up his two imaginary swords, mind you, that can literally make people feel like they've been cut. Tries to throw another jab, and Musashi catches it. He just stares him down and slashes him, and Baki is feeling all of it. And it was only Baki's willpower that made him throw this punch. Musashi blocks it and says he's not too bad, but he should probably get that shit checked out.
He needs some milk.
Making Baki just pass out, making it 2-1. Musashi dips out to find more people to fight. So after Musashi steps out, we have to realize that he hasn't been alive for over 400 years, so the development of technology and just humans are shocking to him. TV screens on walls, trains going by, airplanes, all these things are just so new to him. He gets confronted by these Japanese police officers, and they're asking for some type of identification. Musashi's from the Edo period, so he doesn't know what the fuck they're talking talking about damn near. I mean, how can you tell the police officers that you got resurrected and that you pretty much just arrived here? That's your address. I just arrived. I mean, that's literally what Musashi tells them. They're over here thinking that he's high. I mean, they might be right. Musashi doesn't even have shoes on. Try to confiscate him for questioning. I mean, he pretty much just one-shots both of them and has them slumped. And with all of this commotion and ruckus, people are starting to find out about this person's presence. But everyone in the Baki cast knows ball, so they pretty much are realizing that this might be the real-life Miyamoto Musashi. From his stance, his fighting style, it's really undeniable. Musashi goes back to Tokugawa's place after pretty much just bodying police officers. Doppo's talking to Tokugawa and he's greeted by Musashi. What better way to introduce Doppo to Musashi by having him show his prowess, because actions in Baki speak way louder than words. Doppo's over here breaking wood, cinder blocks with ease, cutting bottles clean. Musashi says the most disrespectful shit this season, pretty much tells Doppo that this isn't martial arts. This nigga is just dancing. Doppo doesn't take any disrespect. Doppo walks up to Musashi. He tries to headbutt. Musashi pulls his head down and starts just rubbing and patting his bald head. And Doppo says he'll pay for it for rubbing his bald head. Musashi says, let's get to it. Musashi uses his imaginary swords, and when he cuts clean, everyone pretty much feels it. Musashi says, damn nigga, you really were dancing. Musashi said he doesn't even need to cut him. Doppo gets back up and says his flaw is actually not using a real sword to cut him. Then this nigga Musashi turned into the thinker, so Musashi asks Tokugawa if he has a sword. Musashi equips a sword now. I mean, he pretty much has a Glock with a switch. Musashi says that this sword will do. He's over here talking, saying, I'm the one who pushed you to use a sword, so don't hold back. And Tokugawa has to remind him that this isn't any ordinary person. This is Miyamoto Musashi. He says, I don't give a fuck, I'm just trying to box. They both try to finish it in one strike, and Musashi cuts him in half clean. He says, nah nigga, just kidding. He states, just by pressing it, you can't cut anyone. This nigga Musashi just defeated Doppo in the most disrespectful way, let alone embarrassing. I mean, Doppo is just in shock. He's just been dealt with. I mean, Musashi's over here talking and explaining, and Doppo's just done. The next character that Musashi fraud checks is one of my favorites. It's Uncle Retsu. And for their first encounter, they're meeting at the Tokugawa Dome. And the aura that Musashi has is like no other. Musashi even just takes a step and Retsu knocks him the fuck out, stating that he's never felt such a vicious aura and he can't let this nigga get close. Knocking Musashi clean out, or that's what we thought. And he says for the next match, he hopes Musashi is ready. And after time and preparation has come to meet, Tokugawa starts it, and the gong starts beginning the match. The match starts, and Musashi takes one step, and Retsu starts throwing these daggers, and Musashi's dodging. I mean, this nigga even caught one. Musashi wanted to flex, and he literally cut one in half. The crowd is so in awe, they don't even know how to react. I mean, how can you really react to the real-life Musashi Miyamoto? Retsu runs out of daggers, takes off his garment, and starts hitting it at the sand. You know, in the Tokugawa Dome, there's nails, teeth, sand, and all of this is just hitting Musashi in the face, and he hasn't even blinked nor dodged at all. So Retsu just keeps on throwing all this sand and other things at him. Even one of the teeth gets lodged into Musashi's eye, and he hasn't even blinked. What's wrong with this nigga? Musashi says, done playing around with your toys, calling him a child. And he asks him if he doesn't like getting close. Retsu throws his garment at Musashi. That was exactly what he needed, blinding Musashi. Retsu hits him with this metal whip. He couldn't see what was in front of him because of it, knocking Musashi down. He gets back up. Retsu starts spinning them around expeditiously, real fast, drops his sword and lets it go. Retsu charges at Musashi, curling this whip, and he's dodging it, and Musashi grabs one and then he grabs the other, taking it away from him, and he's saying that the weight that these hold are lacking to kill anybody. Pretty much said, is this steel? Fuck no, this is plastic. And he's over here calling this whip a toy, and if he's actually taking this serious. Retsu charges at Musashi and tries to hit him with the leg sweep. Too scared, because this is the real life Musashi. Musashi wants to try out these whips, and he's going to do the same thing he did with the bamboo. Slams them on the ground, and they just completely snap with one swing. Musashi's toying with Retsu and asks him if he wants to give the sword a try, and actually gives it to him. He says, I'm a samurai, at least use the sword. Musashi walks up to him, and Retsu, he's not letting Musashi get close at all, even without a sword. Hits him a few times with the sword sheath and knocks him down again. Musashi regains himself. He says that was his last chance to actually win the match. Pretty much calls him stupid for not finishing it. The whole crowd is laughing, thinking that Retsu has the upper hand. Musashi throws his sword. He dashes up to him, tries to punch him, and Musashi dodges it. Retsu retaliates by throwing his hair and whipping it in his eyes. But Retsu takes advantage, full advantage. Musashi grabs his prosthetic leg and lifts him up damn near the same way he did Baki. This nigga's still dazed. Retsu tries to kick him, but with Musashi's grip, he's damn near able to control where he's going. He's about to do the same thing he did with Baki. I think he's getting PTSD. Slams him on the ground, making him bounce. He regains himself, and this pretty much knocked him out, but because of sheer willpower alone, he's still fighting. He wakes back up. Musashi tries to hit him with this judo move, in which Retsu lands perfectly fine. Musashi grabs a sword from the center, tries to swing it, and breaks that one too. He's just testing these swords out, finds one for his life. Musashi's aura alone puts terror into anybody facing him. Musashi charges at Retsu with the slash. Looks like he sliced him clean in half. Musashi's over here toying with him, and Retsu's saying to hurry up and do it, bitch, and which he does. And Retsu learns Shaori, which negates so much, kicking him right in his face, knocking him down, and the crowd goes wild. I mean, this had Musashi damn near dead. Other Baki characters, but damn, brain damage has to be something serious. Retsu jumps up in the air trying to finish him Bruce Lee style, in which Musashi grabs him mid-air and starts subduing him and wraps him clean up, and even Retsu's blown away. Retsu's telling him to cut him down and get it over with, in which Musashi cuts what's subduing him, and Retsu turns around quick. Musashi tries to chop him right down in the middle, in which Retsu uses Shaori again, and it works perfectly. Musashi cuts off his prosthetic leg, in which Retsu catches himself, in which it did cut him, but because of his technique, it was only just really shallow cut. Retsu charges at Musashi like a dog he is, in which Musashi blocks his punch with his sword, in which Retsu tells him what is he waiting for. Musashi flips him up, and because he's in midair, he wasn't able to use his technique, in which Musashi cuts him clean through the middle. Uncle Retsu! Oh my god, I can't believe they did this to my boy. Retsu said he literally felt the sword go through him, and it cut his spine clean in half, in which Retsu just starts breaking down, which all his guts and blood just starts pouring out. God, I hate even just talking about this shit. I hate just having to rewatch this shit. Musashi doesn't say anything, he just walks out. Crowd not even saying anything. I can't believe they did my boy like this. So after the fight, the cops actually arrest Musashi in suspicion of murder. And the only reason they arrested him was so Shibukawa can get dibs on this nigga. Pretty much escort him to Shibukawa's dojo, in which Shibukawa just wanted a handshake, in which Musashi obliged. Musashi starts falling back as he feels like a huge rock on top of him. Shibukawa knocks him down. He says, "This is for Retsu, bitch." Musashi regains himself, in which Musashi retaliates by slicing him with his imaginary sword, knocking him out clean. Time passes and Yujiro's at Tokugawa's place. Musashi takes out one of his swords, and Yujiro instantly grabs it, tells him not to get careless and not get cocky. Slaps him so hard, almost makes his eyeballs pop out, sends him flying, and Yujiro is still holding on to the sword. But as he's holding on, Musashi still hasn't let go. The CTE this nigga has to be crazy. Musashi wakes back up with his eyeballs still just spinning. He said he almost actually died from that. Musashi tries to loosen Yujiro's grip, and he's still not letting go. Finally lets go with Musashi throwing him, and now Musashi's using his two sword technique, and it looks like Tokugawa's about to bust. And with that, Yujiro unlocks his demon back form. Musashi dashes up to Yujiro, and Yujiro's dodging it just barely. Dodging slashes, jumping around. And when was the last time that Yujiro actually had to dodge an attack from somebody? Musashi dashes up to Yujiro, and just like that, the fight's done.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
And could you imagine if the strongest creature on the planet of Earth soccer kicked you in the nuts? The damage of fucking 100 nukes straight in your nut. Damn, I'm even starting to feel bad for Musashi. Musashi regains himself. I don't know how. It's Baki. because he's definitely not reproducing anytime soon, if ever. Musashi puts his swords up, sheathing them. Musashi sheathed his swords. He doesn't need these, and he's giving them back to Tokugawa. Musashi stating that he's lucky because he's actually able to advance this technique he hasn't been able to use for a while. Just like Musashi said previously, his whole experience, his whole body is pretty much weapons and swords. Over here slicing Yujiro way more than he was with his swords. Yujiro's still dodging them. Right when they were about to fight again, Tobe, pretty much the Batman of the series, gets in the way, in which Yujiro kicks him and slaps him. It looks like he's about to kill Matobe, in which Musashi stops it. And Tokugawa just says this is pretty much a draw. After that, Musashi and Yujiro just go out to get some drink. Most Baki ending ever. Honestly, this has probably been the best season out of Baki in my opinion. It sucks that they didn't finish Bakudo with just this first season, so there's gonna be a part 2. But also expect that part 2 on the channel. But yeah, this has been Cameron. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.